Hi, I'm Christine Cushing and welcome to another helping of my favorite foods. Today it's all about our all-time favorite textures and flavors all in one dish. It's creamy, it's cheesy, it's golden and crunchy, and it is a potato gratin or scalloped potatoes. More easily said. Let's go. What can we say? Everybody seems to love scalloped potatoes. So first thing I'm going to do while we chat about it is get my dish buttered just to prevent any little stickage on the bottom. Can use the rest of this for a little face cream. Butter. Okay, baking dish or gratin dish in French. That's a shallow baking dish that generally goes under the broiler, but we've got so much to talk about. I'm going to dry my hands and we can slice some potatoes. That's the next step. So I've got my potatoes soaking in some water here. For this, you know I love Yukon Gold potato. That's that hybrid potato. It's perfect for this. But if you don't have these, you want to err on something starchy because you want these potatoes to kind of fall apart and kind of mix with the cream. That's the idea. Ready? Yes. Got my mandolin. We're going to play some music. And let me see. I'm just adjusting the thickness here. Oh, that's perfect. Hand guard, also very important. Of course, I love using the mandolin because it gives me even slices, and that's going to give me a beautiful texture, but it's not paramount. It's not essential. But look at the thickness that I want. Oh, I'm getting super excited already. Look at these. Now, the main thing here is, you see how I had my bowl of water with the potatoes in it, keeping them from discoloring, just oxidizing. But now that I have them sliced, big faux pas would be to put these back in the water. So you don't want to slice them in advance because that starch on these potatoes, that's what's going to give us the texture. Cool? Let's assemble. At this point, I'm not going to be too fussy because it's all going to be pressed down. I'm just going to take some time at the top to make sure I have a nice pattern. So first, layer of potatoes all over the bottom. Now this one, I'm making in the style, in the Dauphinoise style. So this is specifically a French area, used to be an area in the Alpine region of France. So imagine lots of mountains, you got lots of cheese, lots of dairy. And what they would do is always have a little bit of garlic. So with your permission, what do you think? A little bit of garlic. Just a bit. We don't want to go crazy with that. And seasoning as we go. A little salt, a little bit of pepper. I'm going to save the nutmeg, not on all of them. Okay, so making sure that it's seasoned throughout. Again, seasoning. You see I have this super finely minced because I just want that garlic to melt away. I don't want wads of garlic. And now with your permission again, I'm going in with a little bit of thyme. This was thyme from my garden. Again, I want to make this beautifully fragrant. Now for the last bit, this is where I want to take some care. I want to play a game of potato cards. Have the slices in a nice little pattern because that's going to make our top layer that we want it to look great. In a little spiral. Oh, is this going to be good? And why not a little bit more thyme? I have to say, I always think of countries in the world when I think of certain herbs. And for me, thyme really is quintessentially French. It is Greek too, but it's a different kind of thyme. So this time, I always think of France. So what's going to be the vehicle, the liquid? A little bit of whole milk first to cover the potatoes. Okay, essentially here, you just want the potatoes to be immersed. But since we're in France and in the Alpine region, I got my hands on some double cream. This is 45% fat. It is more than whipping cream. And I'm just gonna add a little bit. In France, they would probably do the whole thing with a 35% cream, so I'm splitting the difference. That is so crazy. Now I want to make sure I press. Oh, yes. Okay, that is looking extra special. My oven is preheated now at about 350 Fahrenheit. Here's what I want to do. I forgot to mention, there is going to be a little bit more kind of crunchy, cheesy. I talked about that. That's going to be a topping at the end. In France, in a French tradition, when you say gratin or gratiné, usually means some kind of cheese, also maybe some breadcrumbs, and it goes under the broiler. So this first phase, I'm just gonna bake them, and then we hit it with the cheese, the breadcrumbs. It's gonna be a thing of beauty. All right, let's see how long this part takes. 350. Oh, oh, oh. Come on. Bubbles. Ooh la la. Minutes at 350. You can't even. Look at this. Right? I can't even stand it. I've been holding my breath for the last 5 minutes. This is crazy. So do you see the color and the texture on this already? 50 minutes. Now, I promised you the breadcrumbs and the cheese, but you know what? I'm gonna opt out of the breadcrumbs. Of course, it's in the recipe because really that 45% cream is so rich and beautiful and it's created this beautiful caramelization. So I'm gonna say no to the breadcrumbs, but I did promise cheesy, so we're gonna go in for a little bit of Gruyere. So this is again an Alpine, both on the French and the Swiss side. This is gonna give really that beautiful depth, that barnyardy aroma, and give us a bit of tang to cut the sweetness of the cream. But who am I kidding? It's not really cutting anything, it's just, whoa. So a little bit, maybe couple of tablespoons because that's rich. And it's going to go back in the oven for another 5 or 10 minutes. We will imminently be enjoying this. 5 or 10 minutes just to get those bubbles on top. And we're going to be cheesy, golden, crispy, creamy, everything. Cheese is a-bubbling. It's calling me. 7 minutes. Oh, you can't even understand the smell of this. You can't. Insanity, insanity. So that cheese, the Gruyere, really has built a lot of amazing aroma here that's really gonna add. So now it's gotta settle for a few minutes. I'm gonna go and do a couple of runs up and down Mont Blanc so I can actually warrant tasting this thing. And it's about ready to taste. Whoa. I mean, I'm going in with a spoon because really, look at this. Crunchy, creamy, cheesy. Oh, wow. Tasting time. If there's anything that literally puts a smile on your face the minute you taste it, it's this. You're gonna be running around your table saying ooh la la from the first bite. The cream and those potatoes are magic together. Super tender, a little bit of cheese on the top, the golden, oh, the French are geniuses. Whoa, look at the crispy, beautiful top. I mean, how good was that? Oh, you know, even from looking at me tasting it, you know how good it was. The beauty, there's no flour, there's nothing. It's just cream and the potatoes coming together with a few aromatics. It's alchemy, magical. Thank you so much for joining me on a creamy, cheesy, golden episode of My Favorite Foods. Please like and subscribe and let me know what's happening in your kitchen. See you very soon. Bye. Au revoir.